Imagine a fighter jet so advanced that it can rise straight into the sky like a helicopter, vanish from radar like a ghost, attack before the enemy even knows it's there, and land vertically in the smallest spaces on Earth. Now imagine this aircraft rewriting the rules of modern warfare, dominating every battlefield, and becoming the most technologically advanced combat jet ever built. This isn't science fiction. This is the F-35B Lightning II, the jet that has shocked superpowers, terrified enemies, and pushed the limits of aviation beyond imagination. Welcome back to Car Update, and today you're about to witness the reality behind the world's most futuristic jump jet, a machine so powerful that nations compete just to get a chance to buy it. The story of the F-35B begins with a simple question: what if one fighter jet could replace multiple aircraft at the same time? In older wars, militaries needed separate planes for close air support, separate jets for stealth missions, and different aircraft for vertical takeoff and landing. But the F-35B changed everything. Combining stealth, speed, vertical lift, and powerful weapons into one machine, it became the first aircraft in history able to take off from tiny runways, operate from remote bases, fly faster than the speed of sound, hide from enemy radar, and still deliver precision attacks miles away. No plane has ever done all of this at once, until now. The first thing that makes the F-35B so shocking is its ability to hover. Yes, hover, like a sci-fi machine. Using an insane lift fan system built directly behind the cockpit, along with a rotating engine nozzle that can aim downward, the F-35B can rise vertically off the ground, hold itself in midair, and then shoot forward like a rocket. This feature is so rare and so complex that only one other jet in history came close to doing it, the legendary Harrier. But the Harrier was unstable, dangerous, and difficult to fly. The F-35B, on the other hand, uses computer systems so advanced that the pilot barely has to think about hovering. The aircraft automatically makes thousands of micro-adjustments per second to keep itself balanced. Pilots say it feels like magic, and even enemy nations admit they have nothing that comes close. Now let's talk about stealth, because this is where the F-35B becomes genuinely frightening. The aircraft is designed from every angle to reflect almost no radar waves, making it nearly invisible on enemy screens. Its edges, its shape, its internal weapons bays, its special skin coating, everything is optimized to hide the jet from detection. Enemy radars might see a small bird, or nothing at all, while the F-35B is already locking onto them from miles away. In the modern battlefield, whoever sees the enemy first wins, and the F-35B is built to see everything while remaining unseen. Many pilots who fly it describe the experience as cheating, because the jet gives them an unbeatable advantage. What's even more mind-blowing is the F-35B's brain. This is not just an aircraft. It's a flying supercomputer with artificial intelligence assistance, real-time threat tracking, and sensor fusion that pulls information from all around the battlefield. The fighter doesn't just see through clouds or darkness, it can literally see through itself. Its distributed aperture system uses multiple cameras around the jet to give the pilot a 360-degree view through the helmet. Yes, through the helmet. When the pilot looks down, it's as if the aircraft becomes transparent. They can see the ground under them, enemy targets, threats, missiles, and even infrared heat signatures miles away. This level of awareness is unmatched by any other aircraft on the planet. And speaking of that helmet, this might be the most advanced pilot helmet ever created. Worth more than a luxury sports car, the F-35B helmet connects the pilot's brain to the aircraft's intelligence. It displays real-time data, enemy positions, targeting information, flight details, and night vision directly onto the visor. The pilot doesn't need screens or goggles. Everything is inside the helmet, guiding them like a digital combat assistant. This turns the pilot into a superhuman operator capable of making split-second decisions with perfect battlefield vision. But what good is stealth and technology if a fighter jet cannot survive a real battle? That's why the F-35B comes loaded with some of the deadliest weapons in the world. Hidden inside its belly are missiles and guided bombs that can destroy enemy fighters, tanks, ships, and even underground bunkers. The aircraft can strike from long distances, often before the enemy even knows it's in the air. With smart weapons, air-to-air missiles, and stealth bombs, the F-35B can take on almost any target. Once stealth is no longer needed, it can open up its external weapon stations and carry even more firepower. This is why military experts call it a beast mode configuration, because the F-35B transforms from a silent hunter to a full-power war machine. One of the most impressive things about the F-35B is its vertical landing capability. After completing a mission, the jet can return to a tiny landing zone, no runway required. It can land on small island bases, hidden combat outposts, aircraft carriers, amphibious assault ships, or even damaged airstrips. For militaries, this is a massive advantage, because enemy forces can't simply disable your runway and cripple your air force. With the F-35B, the fight can continue anywhere, anytime. This flexibility makes the aircraft one of the most important assets for nations like the United States, the United Kingdom, Japan, and Italy. And let's talk about its performance. With a top speed close to Mach 1.6 and the ability to perform extreme maneuvers, the F-35B is built for speed and agility. Despite carrying a heavy engine and lift fan, it still turns with incredible precision, using advanced aerodynamics and computer assistance that predict movements before the pilot even makes them. The aircraft's internal cooling system, fuel management, and thrust vectoring create a perfect balance between stealth efficiency and combat power. It may not be the fastest jet ever built, but in real modern warfare, speed alone no longer wins. Information wins, stealth wins, sensors win, and the F-35B dominates all three. But behind all this technology lies one big question: why was the F-35B created in the first place? The answer is simple. Modern battles are unpredictable. Runways can be destroyed, aircraft carriers can be targeted. Traditional jets need long runways that make them vulnerable. The military needed a jet that could survive no matter what happened on the battlefield. A jet that could operate from anywhere. A jet that could appear suddenly, attack the enemy, and disappear again. And the F-35B became that solution. This jet doesn't just support ground troops, it transforms the entire strategy of war. Marines can land on a beach and immediately have air support overhead. Ships that were never designed for fighter jets can now launch the F-35B. Remote bases hidden deep in jungles or deserts can become operational airfields within minutes. This level of flexibility gives the countries operating the jet a massive advantage in global conflicts. The development of the F-35B wasn't easy. It took decades of engineering, billions of dollars, and countless redesigns to perfect the vertical lift system. Many critics said it was impossible. Some engineers thought the aircraft would never be stable enough to fly safely. Others believed the lift fan system was too complicated. But each problem pushed the technology to evolve, and the result is now the most advanced vertical lift aircraft of all time. The engine powering this jet, the Pratt & Whitney F-135, is one of the most powerful fighter engines ever built. It generates enough thrust to lift an entire armored vehicle off the ground, and when it rotates downward for vertical landing, the noise and power shake the air like thunder. The lift fan works like a giant turbine that sucks air from above and blasts it downward, balancing the aircraft perfectly. When the jet is hovering, the system produces so much force that engineers say it could lift a fully loaded truck. This makes the F-35B not only a combat jet but also a masterpiece of physics and engineering. Many people wonder if the F-35B is too expensive, but the truth is that the technology inside it is decades ahead of normal fighter jets. Its software alone contains millions of lines of code. Its stealth materials require precise manufacturing. Its sensors are custom designed. And its vertical lift system is unique. Nations buy the F-35B not because it's cheap, but because it gives them power that no other aircraft can match. Now let's talk about how the jet performs in real missions. Pilots report that flying the F-35B feels like having an invisible shield around them. The aircraft warns them of threats before enemies even get a chance to lock on. Its long-range sensors detect missiles, aircraft, and radars automatically. And when it operates in stealth mode, it becomes nearly untouchable. In modern conflicts, the first strike capability is everything, and the F-35B provides exactly that advantage. This aircraft also acts as a communication hub. It can share battlefield information with ground forces, ships, drones, and other jets in real time. Instead of one aircraft acting alone, The F-35B turns the entire military into one connected network, making missions far more effective and safer. It can jam enemy radars, coordinate attacks, guide missiles launched by other jets, and protect friendly forces by predicting enemy movements before they happen. One of the coolest missions the F-35B is used for is operating from small ships called amphibious assault vessels. These ships are like mini aircraft carriers, and thanks to the F-35B, they can perform full air strike missions without needing long runways. This transforms naval warfare, giving smaller ships the power of giant carriers. Countries using these ships can project air power anywhere in the world. The F-35B also plays an important role in deterring enemies. When a nation buys this jet, surrounding countries immediately take notice. The aircraft's capabilities force rivals to rethink their strategies. It's not only a weapon, it's a message. But beyond all the technology, one fact remains clear: the F-35B Lightning II represents the future of air combat. It combines stealth, intelligence, vertical capability, and deadly weapons in a way no other jet can. In the next decades, the battlefield will be full of drones, long-range missiles, and electronic warfare challenges. But the F-35B is already prepared for that future. As we reach the end of this deep dive on Car Update, one thing becomes obvious: the F-35B Lightning II isn't just an aircraft, it's a revolution. It shows what happens when engineering, strategy, and futuristic technology collide. It proves that the sky is no longer a limit. And it marks the beginning of a new era where fighter jets don't just fly, they think, they calculate, and they dominate. The F-35B is the jump jet that changed everything, and its story is far from over. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to Car Update for more incredible stories. From the world of machines, aviation, and extreme technology, the future is in the skies, and the F-35B is leading the way.